with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a...
Over the last year, we've watched Cheryl Swoops repeatedly take shots at Caitlyn Clark, making strange and inaccurate claims. She said Clark was a 25-year-old competing against teenagers, argued her rookie season wasn't that impressive, and even suggested teammates didn't want to play with her. The criticism just kept coming without let-up.
They will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
Right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of hard, right?
And Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dumb.
Then Cheryl Miller stepped into the picture. The basketball icon and former Clark coach dropped a verbal haymaker on the All the Smoke podcast, bluntly calling Swoops a big dummy and tearing apart the false stories being spread. Miller didn't just defend Caitlyn Clark, she reset the entire conversation. And in doing so, she hinted at something big coming for the Indiana Fever that has fans buzzing.
3-time Player of the Year, 2-time National Championship, 2-time Tournament MVP, first woman to dunk in an organized game, gold medalist. Thank you for making time. Welcome to the show, Cheryl Miller.
Before we dig into everything Miller said, it's worth asking why one of basketball's most respected figures seemed so intent on tearing down the WNBA's brightest rising star. Let's walk through the strange campaign Cheryl Swoops has carried out against Caitlyn Clark, starting with her college years and continuing into her rookie season.
Let's also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old.
Began with Swoops making claims about Clark's college career that simply weren't true. One of the most outrageous was her insistence that Clark was 25 years old, playing against 20-year-olds at Iowa. In reality, Clark was 22, finishing her fourth year just like countless other college seniors. When people called her out, Swoops tried to walk it back, blaming COVID eligibility rules. That explanation didn't convince anyone.
Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Carry on.
I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
I said that because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
But Swoops didn't stop there. She went on to say Clark was jacking up 40 shots per game, painting her as a selfish chucker. The truth? Clark averaged 22.7 shots. What makes that accusation especially ironic is that Swoops herself averaged 19.2 shots per game as a senior, only 3 fewer than Clark. That's a classic case of throwing stones from inside a glass house. And when Clark approached the all-time NCAA scoring record, Swoops changed tactics, implying Clark needed a 5th year to break it.
Back, Caitlyn, if you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlyn should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
The claim was also wrong. Clark broke the record in 4 seasons, the same timeline as other greats. Swoops conveniently ignored the fact that Clark could have taken a COVID year but chose not to. When Clark entered the WNBA, Swoops confidently predicted she wouldn't dominate. Then Clark started shattering rookie assist records and establishing herself as one of the league's top playmakers, and suddenly the criticism stopped. The numbers told the story: 19.2 points per game, a league best 8.4 assists, and Rookie of the Year honors.
To say she wouldn't be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlyn or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Respectfully, there is absolutely no way, even when we're trying to sit here and play semantics about dominating, there's no way that anyone could ever leave this season in saying that both Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese didn't dominate. You would have to further explain what dominance means for you to not sit here and say that a player who is leading the league in assists while averaging 19 to 20 points didn't dominate that season.
Maybe the clearest example came during Swoops' appearance on Angel Reese's podcast, where she continued to subtly undermine Clark while insisting she didn't dislike her. It was a textbook case of saying one thing while doing another.
Cheryl, since she was in college, I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlyn was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that, you know, there was this quote by Cheryl.
People around the basketball world noticed the pattern. Eventually, Swoops was removed from broadcasting a Fever game and replaced by Nancy Lieberman, who didn't hesitate to correct the misinformation surrounding the rookie sensation. Fans and players alike were waiting for someone with real credibility to finally step into the Caitlyn Clark debate. That moment arrived when Cheryl Miller sat down on the All the Smoke podcast and completely dismantled the criticism. When a legend who has actually coached Clark decides she's had enough, the result is one of the most genuine defenses women's basketball has seen.
You know, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes.
Yeah.
But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time,
the same
sometimes
work.
maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given.
Miller didn't offer lukewarm support, she came in hot. Her now viral line aimed at critics like Swoopes said it all, "Come on, you big dummies." The room exploded, but Miller wasn't finished. She passionately defended Clark's work ethic, speaking as someone who had witnessed it firsthand. This wasn't a media talking head. This was Cheryl Miller, one of the greatest ever, calling out the hypocrisy surrounding the young star and pointing out what critics refuse to acknowledge.
No, I mean, look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
So, with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
The uncomfortable truth is that Clark's presence has lifted the entire league, including the salaries and visibility of the very people criticizing her.
Recently coached the WNBA All-Star Game. You spent some time with Caitlyn Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlyn Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my
skin.
color.
Yeah.
What makes Miller's defense hit harder is that it's grounded in experience, not speculation. After coaching Clark during the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, Miller saw her game up close beyond highlights and narratives, and what she saw surprised even her.
And this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't true, Miller said, wiping out months of misleading commentary in one sentence. She went further, offering rare insight into what truly makes Clark special.
Watching her pass, and I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version, thinker. defensively a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids.
Beneath Miller's technical breakdown lies something deeper, a real emotional connection, formed during Clark's toughest moments. When the Fever finally earned their first win of the 2024 season, Miller didn't just congratulate Clark. She gave her something far more meaningful, unconditional support when she needed it most.
Left and right, and I just said, I hugged her, I said, I'm so proud of you. I go, savor this, use this as a formula. I said, but keep being you. I said, no matter what, keep being you.
The hug between Miller and Clark after Indiana's first victory wasn't just a casual exchange. It exposed how alone Clark had felt amid relentless criticism. Miller described the raw emotion, saying she gave Clark the biggest hug she could. Clark's reaction said it all finally. Someone was in her corner after being hit from every direction.
That she's wearing right now.
Right.
And it wasn't something that she anointed herself. It's something that's been placed on her head. And I hope people understand that. But it's everything that she's dealing with.
In that moment, Miller didn't offer empty words. She gave guidance only someone who's been there can give. I'm so proud of you. Savor this. Use this as a formula. But keep being you. Those weren't just comforting phrases, they were a lifeline for a rookie buried under pressure and scrutiny.
And I gave her the biggest hug that I could. And when she saw me, she was like, oh man, finally somebody I see that's on my side.
Right, they could relate.
The one thing that I said to her, and she was heading into her senior year, was have fun. No matter all the static, just make sure you find that quiet place.
Miller speaks. The basketball world listens, and for good reason. Her resume is unmatched. 3 Naismith Player of the Year awards to national titles, Olympic gold, and a Hall of Fame career. But her support of Clark goes beyond accolades. She sees what many critics overlook: elite court vision that makes Clark far more than a scorer.
You can set a screen for Caitlyn. Caitlyn don't need a screen. Caitlyn's got great handles. The one thing that I don't think people really appreciate about that young lady's game, she can pass the ball.
She can't pass. She got great assists.
She
the bounce pass is powerful,
which is almost non-existent.
Thing people don't appreciate enough is her passing. Miller said, spotlighting the skill that elevates Clark from great to potentially transcendent. This wasn't casual praise, it was recognition from someone who knows basketball brilliance. When she sees it,
What they've done for the women's game from a collegiate level to now, and it's working. And it was only a matter of time. And great narratives, great storylines. But now the bottom line comes down to one thing: it's about basketball.
Miller's perspective matters even more because she operates where player development and media narratives collide. During the 2024 All-Star Game, she witnessed Clark's impact in real time. With one simple observation, she dismantled months of misleading commentary pushed by the old guard.
Any did you share in that meeting with Caitlyn? Because I know that she spoke very highly of you, got great respect for you.
I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's fun.
All-Star Game wasn't just about correcting myths, it marked the beginning of a relationship that could reshape Indiana's future. When Caitlyn Clark nervously called Cheryl Miller coach for the first time, neither realized they might be laying the groundwork for the WNBA's next powerhouse.
I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and
even before they worked together, Clark had long admired Miller. She called her one of the pioneers of the game and praised her energy and personality. That respect was obvious, and the excitement only grew once the All-Star coaching announcement became official. Clark admitted how thrilled she was to be coached by Miller, but it was their first real interaction. That showed just how promising this partnership could
be. Around those two people that have done so much for the game, for me, is super special. Like, there's still 2 people that I really look up to and idolize and appreciate everything that they've done, and for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like, it's just super cool.
Despite her confidence on the court, Clark approached Miller with humility. Joking about calling her coach, Miller's response, playful yet grounded, set the tone. That shared humility says a lot about the foundation they're building. And after working closely with the Fever core, Miller didn't hold back Indiana's future. She said, is extremely bright.
Holy smokes. What an opportunity. And I was excited, like really, really excited, till I found out that the team I'm coaching wants to beat the brakes off our Olympic team. I'm like, okay, the pressure's on. So now we got a game, folks. We're going to have a game, but it's been fantastic.
What impressed Miller most wasn't just Clark's talent, it was the team's collective fearlessness. This isn't a roster teams want to face. They're improving, confident, and completely unafraid. That mental edge is exactly what championship teams need. Miller was also struck by their basketball IQ, admitting she hadn't expected it to be that high. That kind of understanding separates good teams from great ones.
Before today's game, they were skilled. They were incredible. The spotlight is now enhanced, and give these women credit. They have certainly elevated the game, but there are some truly, truly great players that could play today that played yesterday.
And you know what? And I love the way that you said piggyback, because in no way, shape, or form am I not appreciative of where the game is at and the exposure, because we get exposure. Everybody forgot Lynette Woodard until Caitlyn Clark broke her scoring record.
Looking ahead to 2025, something special is forming in Indiana. The respect between Caitlyn Clark and Cheryl Miller is real, and it's the foundation of something potentially championship level. Clark has called Miller a pioneer whose presence radiates, while Miller continues to praise Clark's rare court vision, describing it as seeing the game in 3 dimensions. When Miller told Clark to savor the moment and keep being herself, she wasn't just encouraging her, she was passing the torch. While some critics keep pushing tired narratives, this Clark-Miller connection represents everything right about basketball's generational bridge. Indiana's future isn't just bright, it's built to win. Let us know how excited you are in the comments. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.